Chapter 6. The Difference Between Truth and Misinformation, WWJD versus WWSD. Summary. In an age where information floods our lives from myriad sources, the delineation between truth and misinformation becomes increasingly crucial. Chapter 6 of WWJD versus WWSD delves into this imperative distinction, navigating the treacherous terrain of falsehoods and deception that threaten to obscure our understanding of reality. With the guiding principles of What Would Jesus Do? WWJD, pitted against the manipulative agenda of What Would Satan Do? WWSD, we embark on a journey to unravel the threads of truth and dismantle the webs of misinformation. In Matthew chapter 7 verses 7 to 12, Jesus teaches about the importance of persistent prayer and the nature of God's response to our requests. Here's an explanation of this passage. Ask, and it will be given. Matthew chapter 7 verse 7. Jesus begins by encouraging his followers to ask for what they need or desire. He assures them that if they ask, it will be given to them. This emphasizes the idea of bringing our needs and desires before God in prayer, confident that He cares for us and is willing to respond. Seek, and you will find. Matthew chapter 7 verse 8. Jesus extends the concept of seeking beyond mere asking. He emphasizes the importance of actively seeking God's will and His presence. When we seek God wholeheartedly, we will find the answers, guidance, and deeper relationship we are looking for. Knock, and the door will be opened. Matthew chapter 7 verse 7. The metaphor of knocking reinforces the idea of persistence. Jesus tells his followers that if they knock, the door will be opened to them. This highlights the need to persevere in our pursuit of God's purposes and blessings. Father's good gifts. Matthew chapter 7 verses 9 to 11. Jesus compares God's response to that of a loving earthly father. He asks if any human father, when asked for bread, would give his child a stone, or if asked for fish, would give a serpent. If earthly fathers, with their imperfect love, know how to give good gifts to their children, how much more will our Heavenly Father give good things to those who ask Him? Golden Rule. Matthew chapter 7 verse 12. Jesus concludes this passage with what is commonly known as the Golden Rule. So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you, for this sums up the law and the prophets. This principle of treating others as we would want to be treated encapsulates the essence of ethical behavior and love for one another. In summary, Matthew chapter 7 verses 7 to 12 emphasizes the significance of persistent and earnest prayer, trust in God's goodness, and the call to treat others with love and fairness. It reminds us that God is not distant or unresponsive but is ready to hear and answer our prayers according to His wisdom and loving nature. The passage also highlights the interconnectedness of seeking God and treating others with kindness, reflecting the heart of God's kingdom values. 1. Seeking truth through discernment. The chapter commences with an exploration of how Jesus' teachings encourage us to seek truth through discernment and critical thinking. It underscores the significance of verifying information from honest and reliable sources, empowering us to distinguish between truth and falsehoods. By adopting these principles, we equip ourselves with the tools to navigate the labyrinth of information and guard against the subtle allure of misinformation. 2. Satan's web of deception. In a chilling exposition that casts a stark shadow against the backdrop of Jesus' enlightenment, this chapter unveils the malevolent artistry of Satan's insidious manipulation through a labyrinth of misinformation. Contrasting the radiant clarity of Jesus' teachings, it unearths the sinister stratagem by which deception is wielded as a wicked instrument in Satan's arsenal. Like a masterful puppeteer, Satan exploits the vulnerabilities of human cognition, orchestrating a symphony of half-truths, fabrications, and distortions that reverberate through the corridors of our understanding. Consider, for instance, the rise of fake news in modern times. Social media platforms have become breeding grounds for sensationalized and often false information that spreads like wildfire. Such misinformation, deliberately or inadvertently, fuels doubt and confusion among individuals, undermining the trust they place in reliable sources. In this context, Satan's web of deception is mirrored in the viral spread of baseless claims and distorted narratives, sowing discord and division among communities. Drawing upon riveting examples from history and contemporary society, the narrative unveils the alarming extent to which misinformation becomes a Trojan horse, infiltrating hearts and minds with stealthy precision. The notorious case of the Momo Challenge serves as a stark illustration. This hoax, propagated through online platforms, falsely claimed that a malevolent entity was encouraging children to engage in dangerous and self-harming activities. Despite being debunked, the narrative persisted and led to widespread panic and parental concern, showcasing how Satan's web of deception preys on fears and insecurities to weave a tapestry of confusion and misinformation. Yet, Amidst this ominous exposé, a beacon of resilience emerges. The chapter accentuates the imperative for discernment and intellectual vigilance, urging readers to wield the formidable shield of critical thinking against the onslaught of deception. In a world rife with digital mirages and calculated misdirection, it beckons us to be architects of our own clarity, unraveling the entanglements of falsehood and peeling back the layers of deception with unflinching resolve. As the narrative unfolds, the intricate dance between Jesus' radiant guidance and Satan's shadowy deceptions comes into stark relief. The chapter's compelling exploration serves as a clarion call to reclaim our agency, to fortify our minds against the corrosive influences of misinformation, and to navigate the treacherous terrain of knowledge with a compass guided by the unwavering principles of truth and discernment. 3. The echo chambers of misinformation. In a thought-provoking exploration, this chapter delves into the intricate layers of echo chambers and filter bubbles that have become fertile ground for the proliferation of misinformation. Within these digital landscapes, opposing perspectives are muffled, and the resonance of confirmation bias resounds ever more strongly. As we navigate this complex terrain, the chapter deftly illuminates the ways in which Jesus' teachings transcend time and offer a beacon of wisdom, a call for open-mindedness that stands in stark contrast to the confining walls of these echo chambers. The narrative unearths the delicate interplay between the timeless guidance of Jesus' lessons and the contemporary challenge of combating misinformation. Drawing upon his parables and principles, the chapter casts a discerning light on the inherent human tendency to gravitate toward information that aligns with pre-existing beliefs. It underscores the importance of critical thinking and the constant self-awareness needed to guard against falling into the seductive trap of misinformation. With vivid anecdotes and incisive analysis, the chapter embarks on an enlightening journey through historical contexts, illustrating instances where societal divisions were both deepened and healed by the spread of information. Through this lens, Jesus' message emerges as a compelling advocate for intellectual humility, inviting us to question our own assumptions and remain receptive to diverse viewpoints. In stark contrast, the relentless cycle of misinformation thrives on the inertia of unexamined beliefs, exploiting the very cognitive biases that Jesus' teachings encourage us to transcend. Ultimately, the chapter serves as a potent reminder that the pursuit of truth demands unwavering vigilance, a vigilant resistance against the allure of echo chambers and filter bubbles. It beckons us to channel the essence of Jesus' teachings by fostering an intellectual ecosystem where the free exchange of ideas flourishes, unimpeded by the walls of bias and misinformation. In a world awash with digital currents that can either unite or divide, the chapter extends an empowering invitation to honor the legacy of open-mindedness and critical inquiry, virtues that resonate deeply with the enduring spirit of Jesus' transformative wisdom. 4. The anchors of evidence and reason. Embarking on a profound journey enriched by the timeless guidance of WWJD, this chapter unfurls the tapestry of Jesus' profound wisdom, revealing how he stands as an unwavering advocate for the sanctity of evidence-based reasoning and the steadfast embrace of objective facts. In a world often besieged by the waves of unfounded assertions and distorted narratives, Jesus' teachings emerge as beacons of intellectual integrity, igniting a path illuminated by the beacon of truth. Delving into the essence of Jesus' message, the narrative unveils a tapestry woven with threads of critical inquiry. Jesus, the consummate exemplar of discernment, encourages us to hold claims up to the luminous light of scrutiny, and to weigh them against the gold standard of verifiable support. In a society teeming with information of varying hues, his teachings become the compass by which we steer a steady course, skillfully avoiding the perilous traps set by misinformation. The narrative draws resonance from Jesus' own methodology, exemplified through his parables and interactions. Just as he used tangible anecdotes to convey profound truths, he challenges us to engage with the world armed with the formidable tools of reason and evidence. By grounding our understanding in empirical realities, we cultivate the power to distinguish between fact and fiction, to unravel the enigma of half-truths, and to embrace the liberating embrace of knowledge untethered by deceit. Consider, for instance, the story of the Good Samaritan, a parable that resonates across time. Beyond its moral lessons, this tale underscores the importance of seeing beyond surface appearances and engaging in empathetic discernment. Similarly, in the realm of information, Jesus' teachings equip us to be vigilant travelers, fortified against the allure of misleading narratives and unsubstantiated claims. In an era where misinformation can proliferate at the speed of light, Jesus' call to anchor ourselves in evidence and reason stands as an enduring fortress of intellectual empowerment. As the narrative navigates the currents of Jesus' teachings, it unfurls an invitation to embrace the noble art of critical thinking, an art that empowers us to challenge assumptions, question authority, and cultivate a society where the bedrock of knowledge is constructed upon the pillars of rigor and authenticity. The chapter serves as a potent reminder that, Just as sailors rely on steadfast anchors to weather the storms at sea, we too can forge unbreakable tethers to the shores of truth, guided by the indomitable spirit of Jesus' teachings on evidence-based reasoning in the pursuit of objective facts. 5. Emotion versus empirical. In a world where sensationalized narratives tug at our heartstrings, the chapter examines how Jesus' teachings and WWJD serve as anchors in the tempest of emotional appeals. It sheds light on Satan's manipulation of our emotions, prompting us to believe and propagate misinformation without verifying its authenticity. 6. Humility in the face of misinformation. Turning our gaze to humility, the chapter illustrates how Jesus' teachings encourage a mindset open to correction and willing to admit when misled. It offers a powerful antidote to the arrogance that misinformation can breed, fostering an environment where truth can thrive. 7. Leveraging technology. The subsequent chapter unveils a chilling dimension of Satan's stratagems, one that capitalizes on the boundless potential of technology to amplify and disseminate misinformation with unparalleled reach. As we delve into the intricate tapestry of this digital age, it becomes evident that Satan's cunning extends beyond the realm of human interaction and into the very heart of technological innovation. By infiltrating the digital landscape, he masterfully manipulates the conduits of communication, transmuting them into conduits of deception. The narrative casts a discerning eye on the nefarious exploitation of online platforms, where the democratization of information becomes a double-edged sword. It delves into instances where fabricated stories and malicious narratives are cloaked in the guise of authenticity, swiftly propelled into the virtual realm through viral mechanisms. This calculated orchestration of misinformation echoes Satan's relentless pursuit of chaos, as he fans the flames of discord and widens the chasms of societal division. In the face of this cunning subversion, the chapter underscores the ethical imperative of responsible technological engagement. It illuminates a profound intersection between faith and digital literacy, urging individuals to heed the timeless question, what would Jesus do? WWJD, as a guiding compass in this ever-evolving landscape. The principles and teachings of Jesus come to life as a blueprint for conscientious digital citizenship, reminding us to weigh our actions in the digital realm against the touchstone of compassion, empathy, and truth. By juxtaposing the insidious agenda of what would Satan do? WWSD, with the altruistic teachings of Jesus, the chapter offers a compelling call to action. It encourages readers to become vigilant custodians of technology, recognizing the power at their fingertips to either propagate deception or amplify authenticity. Drawing inspiration from Jesus' unwavering commitment to love, understanding, and unity, it beckons us to harness technology as a force for good, a tool that can bridge divides, amplify empathy, and counteract the snares of misinformation. In the midst of the digital cacophony, the chapter weaves a narrative of empowerment and transformation, illuminating a path that allows us to navigate the intricate web of technology with purpose and integrity. By embracing the ideals of WWJD, we navigate the digital landscape with a moral compass, steadfastly guarding against the encroachments of deceit and paving the way for a future where technology serves as a conduit for enlightenment, unity, and collective progress. 8. Compassion amidst misinformation. Navigating further, the chapter invokes the empathy and compassion espoused by Jesus, urging us to extend understanding to those ensnared by misinformation. By creating an atmosphere of education rather than condemnation, we can rescue individuals from the clutches of deception. 9. Chaos and discord. In a sobering crescendo, the chapter culminates with a meticulous examination of the formidable role that misinformation assumes within Satan's arsenal, functioning as a sinister and potent weapon that spawns chaos and nurtures the seeds of discord. As the layers of this intricate tapestry are unraveled, the true depth of the havoc that misinformation can wreak becomes chillingly evident, leaving an indelible imprint on the fabric of societies worldwide. With penetrating insight, the chapter illuminates the multifaceted ways in which misinformation orchestrates its malevolent symphony. It delves into the mechanics through which distorted narratives, false claims, and manipulated images cascade through the channels of communication, resonating far and wide. By subverting the sanctity of accurate information, misinformation erodes the very foundations of trust, a corrosive process that fractures communities and disrupts the harmonious coexistence that humanity aspires to achieve. In an era marked by an unprecedented proliferation of information, the chapter navigates the treacherous waters of the digital landscape, revealing how misinformation finds fertile ground to germinate and flourish. It unearths the unsettling reality of misinformation being strategically weaponized to amplify pre-existing divisions and incite animosity. The case of online disinformation campaigns targeting political and social issues serves as a stark illustration, underscoring how misinformation can be wielded as a potent tool to deepen societal rifts and hinder the pursuit of shared understanding. Furthermore, the chapter casts a somber reflection on the insidious underpinnings of the "What Would Satan Do?" WWSD ethos, which seeks to perpetuate a culture of confusion and mistrust. By entangling individuals within the tendrils of misinformation, this ethos serves as a destructive force that corrodes the bonds of empathy and compassion, fostering an environment where chaos thrives and unity becomes an elusive aspiration. Yet, amidst the disquieting landscape of chaos and discord, a resolute call to action emerges. The chapter implores individuals to become vigilant guardians of truth, armed with the armor of critical thinking and fortified by a commitment to responsible information consumption. It resonates with an urgent plea for the restoration of trust, the cultivation of empathy, and the rekindling of open dialogue, a triad of antidotes that stand as formidable barriers against the rampant proliferation of misinformation. Ultimately, the chapter's conclusion serves as both a stark warning and a beacon of hope. It magnifies the profound implications of misinformation's role in fomenting chaos and discord while beckoning humanity toward a path of collective awakening. By embracing the mantle of truth-seeking and nurturing the bonds that unite us, individuals have the power to dismantle Satan's weapon of misinformation, replacing the dissonance with a harmonious symphony of understanding and solidarity. Chapter 6. The Difference Between Truth and Misinformation. WWJD versus WWSD embarks on an odyssey to unearth the gems of truth hidden amidst the labyrinth of misinformation. By illuminating the teachings of Jesus and contrasting them with the malevolent intentions of Satan, we equip ourselves with the knowledge and discernment necessary to untangle the threads of deception. Through the unwavering commitment to truth, reason, and informed discourse, we embark on a mission to safeguard the sanctity of knowledge and protect the sanctity of our minds from the clutches of misinformation. May our collective efforts be guided by the wisdom of God, inspiring hope and healing in a world that yearns for truth and love. With sincerest devotion, your fellow believers and shepherds of the faithful.